Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have some more Lego Marvel. So before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, and also leave a comment if you enjoy something you see or whatever. But anyways, let's get right into it. So starting off first, we have this Captain Marvel here. It comes with this helmet piece that I didn't want to put on there in case the head gets trapped inside, but you see, you got the Captain Marvel here. She has this translucent orange hairpiece, along with these fire things that are similar to the Spider-Man webs. She does come with two different face scans, as you can see there, and so she does have printing on the front of the torso, printing on the legs. I want to say the legs are dual molded. She has printing on the arms and printing on the back of the torso. But overall, pretty good figure. Uh, I've been I've been rocking this hairpiece on her because I thought it looked similar to the one that she has in the Captain Marvel movie. It makes her kind of look a little bit, not like in fight mode. But besides for that, pretty good figure. I like it a lot. But let's get into the next one. So up next we have Iron Patriot, and I really like this figure. It does come with this piece right here, that this machine gun piece that comes apart pretty easily, but I mean, I don't mind it. Uh, he does have an actual face underneath. If I can, well, can't get it to pop open because of that chest. There we go. Does have a face underneath, and like I said, that piece falls out pretty good. He also comes with this giant torso. I can't think of the name of it for some reason, but comes with this. Has some like chromish printing on the legs and other spots that I really like. It did also come with wrist gauntlets, but I didn't put them on there for some reason. I don't know if I just didn't feel like they were going to look good or not. These are actually not the hands it came with. I used the hands that it did come with for a custom figure that I might show at the end of the video. But overall, a really cool figure though. I mean, I feel like it does the job as a Iron Patriot. So, with that being said, or well, he does have, oh, I forgot to mention, he does have wraparound printing, if you couldn't see, on the legs. Not the torso, but he does have arm printing and back printing. There isn't any printing underneath this thing, really, besides for on the sides. Like, it's just blue up in this area, so. But overall, pretty cool figure. And let's get into the next one. And now we have some Guardians figures. We have Peter Quill here, and I will say this is where I got into a little bit of a disappointment part at, is that I feel like the face scan is kind of shrunken and it doesn't really fit with the hair. I may try and redo that for some reason. Comes with a back piece here for his jetpacks. He actually didn't come with his blasters, so I gave him these. These came with the rocket for some reason, but you're about to see what I do with rocket for his weapon. But pretty decent figure from the like torso down. Not, not too much, nothing to complain about there. It's just that the head really threw me off with it, but it'd be okay. So let's get into another one. And right now we have the Rocket Raccoon, and like I said, this is what I did for his weapon. I kind of did just a little build, give him like a big space gun, because I feel like every time I see Rocket, he's always, or when I think of Rocket or a weapon that Rocket has, it's usually something that's bigger or about the same size as he is. But not really much going on with the Rocket here. It's just got some printing there, the head. I don't think, oh yeah, there's a little bit of printing on the back. He has the tail piece there. Overall, it looks good for just your simple Rocket Raccoon. But with that being said, let's get into another one. And right here we have Drax the Destroyer. Uh, pretty good, pretty good. Does have torso printing, leg printing, printing on the arms, and printing on the back of the torso and the back of the head. He does come with his, I think, uh, I don't know if they would really be knives. Well, they're knives here, but supposed to be like a dagger in a way, I guess you could say. Or maybe not, I don't know. You can tell me if I'm wrong or right in the comments. But overall, pretty cool. So let's get into another one. And right here we have Groot. I'm trying to really just fly through the Guardians because there's a lot more of them and there's separate people for other things. But the Groot's pretty cool. Does come with divine pieces. Unfortunately, they're not like the rubbery ones that Lego gives, but they're like a, just a hard plastic. But he does have printing on the front of the torso and on the legs. He does have it on the arms, and he does have wraparound printing on the legs, and he has back printing. But pretty cool. He does a really solid job as a Groot. But let's get into another Guardian. Alright, and right here we have Gamora. The Gamora's pretty cool. My only problem with her is that this sword doesn't like sit forward. Like if I push it in, it like rotates to the side, but it's whatever, it's fine. Pretty cool. She does have two face printings, as a angry and I guess more of a happy face. Does have printing on the torso and on the legs, and has printing on the back of the torso. But overall, pretty cool. Alright, and for our next Guardian, we have Mantis. She's pretty nice. Not a lot going on with her. She does have printing on the front, printing on the back. I want to say she does have two faces, but I'm not sure because they didn't make it rubbery like the official Lego one is. It's hard to come off, and I don't even think I can get it off of there, to be honest, because there's no grip on the side of there or grip to pull it apart. But yeah, she's pretty cool. I mean, just a basic Mantis. But let's get into another one. And right here we have Yondu. Yondu in the Guardians movies was one of my favorite characters, especially in the second movie where he kind of redeems himself. But pretty cool. Only thing I have a small gripe about, because it's pretty basic Yondu, is that the red from in the Ravager jacket doesn't really flow well with this. Like you can see where it's really like a brown instead of a red up there. But it does have printing on the back. No printing on the back of the head or anything, or on the arms. But it does a basic Yondu. The only thing I wish it did come with was his arrow, which it unfortunately did not. But it'd be okay. And for our final Guardians figure, we have Nebula. And like mostly with the rest of them, there's not just a whole bunch going on. She came with a pair of handcuffs. Actually, like 3 of these people came with like a baby Groot, like the small Groot figure. I might could just reach in here and grab one. Oh, that's not a Groot. Hold on, yeah. Alright, here we go. It does have the Ravager jacket. There is one in there that doesn't, but yeah, I got like 3 of these guys. But yeah, but for Nebula though, she's pretty cool. She came with these pair of handcuffs. I just gave them to her because she was handcuffed for a lot of the movies, or imprisoned. She does have printing on the front of the torso, and on the back of the torso, and on the back of the head. But that's really about it, just a basic Nebula. And since that's all the Guardians figures, let's get into more other Marvel topics. Getting into some more Marvel here, we have Mysterio, and he did come with an extra glove piece and a hair piece. Or I want to say this is his hair piece. Couldn't exactly remember, but he does come with a face, no printing on the back, Plop the hair on there. Looks pretty good. You can also plop the clear dome on there. I kind of don't like the clear dome because, you know, he's bald underneath, and in the any other adaptation, I guess you suppose he wouldn't be bald unless because this, you know, this is the Spider-Man Far From Home version, but and he's not bald in that. But anyways, overall pretty cool figure. It does have a lot of printing here. Printing on the front, you got printing on the legs, you got printing on the arms, and I think there's back printing. Hold on, let me see if I can get the. Yeah, there's back printing. Comes with this weird build for a cape, which is not bad. I just wish it was, you know, like a maybe like just the shoulder piece, and you can put a cape underneath it or something like that. I don't know how well that would work or not, but overall, pretty cool figure. So let's get into another one. And up next we have Gwen Stacy, and it's sort of similar to the CMF one. And I know and it's probably cheating in a way to get a fake version of it, but I like it overall. I mean, you got printing on the front of the torso, you got printing on the feet, printing on the arms, and printing on the back. She comes with this little web build here to simulate shooting the web. No printing on the back of the head, but she does come with the hood piece. It would have been cool to see a version of her, like you know, without the mask from the Spider-Verse movies, but overall it's still pretty good. So let's get into another one. Now, getting into this one, we have Deadpool, who is pretty cool. The only problem I have with this is that his arms are really stiff in the sockets, like it's hard to twist without feeling like it's gonna snap. But does have printing on the torso, printing on the legs, even printing on the feet. I want to say he does have back printing on him. If I can get this head off, and the ooh, that's on there tight. Okay, I may not be able to get that off, but I just dropped the head across the table. But he does come with the sheaths or the holster or whatever you want to call it for the swords. They do come out. They're in there tight though. He comes with these Deagle molds, which is pretty cool. But overall, pretty good figure. But let's get into another one. Alright, and up next we have Wolverine to go along with Deadpool. I don't know why you can't really see his eyes in the mask, but I really do like this one. He has printing on the torso, printing on the legs that wraps around and goes to the back. He comes with this these shoulder piece. Comes with claws. He does have two faces, where this is like the mask, and then you turn it around and you got this face. And he does come with the hair, but I just didn't pull it out for this because I figured it wouldn't really matter, because I like when he's rocking the cowl mostly. But overall, pretty cool figure. It's more of a comic. It looks more comic-y than his you know, Deadpool Wolverine appearance, but it still, you know, gets the job done. I still think this is a really awesome figure. But let's get into the next one. Alright, and for our next figure here, we have Gambit, which is pretty cool. I do have one gripe about it, and that's because this trench coat piece kind of makes it where he really can't do much, like he can't bend over or anything. But other than that, really great figure. He does come with his staff, and he comes with the card. He does have two faces, if I can get this hairpiece off. He has an angry face and more, well, he looks more excited in this one than he does this one. But I'm probably gonna change the hairpiece. I'll probably put that Mysterio hairpiece on here to give him a similar look to the Deadpool Wolverine version, Channing Tatum version. He does have printing on the torso, printing on the feet, and printing on the arms. I'm not sure if he has back printing because it's a bit of a struggle to get this piece off, and I really don't want to take it off right now, but overall, pretty cool figure. And with that, if I can get all these accessories back on there, we'll get into the next one. Alright, and up next we have Daredevil. Pretty cool figure. The only thing I have a gripe about with this one is the cowl piece. He looks a lot more like Batman, but he does have a lot of printing though. He has printing on the torso, printing on the legs, wrap around on the legs, printing on the side, and printing on the back of the torso. Comes with, I wish the staffs were more the same color, but it's whatever. But he does come with this, if I can get it off here, does come with this Nelson and Murdoch plaque, which is pretty cool. But yeah, overall pretty good figure. Just if the cowl piece was a little different, it would be a lot better. And up next we have the Punisher. And like I was telling you in the last video, if you saw it, I gave the Penguin the gun that came with this Punisher, and I gave him this gun that for some reason came with Deadpool. I don't ever remember Deadpool using a M16 with a shotgun attachment, but I figured it'd look better with the Punisher. This is the one from the Netflix series. He's all bloodied up and stuff, which I don't really understand mostly. Well, I mean, I guess I can understand, you know, why he would be bloodied up, because, I mean, he's the Punisher, but I don't know why it would be. This was the only version of the Punisher I could find where he's all, where it was the Netflix show version. But he does have printing on the torso, printing on the legs, wraparound printing, printing on the arms, and printing on the back. He does have 2 face scans. Hold on, I can get this thing to get that hair to pop off. And then you have more of a sad look on the back, and you got more of an aggressive, angry look. I do like the hair piece for this. I feel like it goes good with it. But overall, pretty good figure. Alright, saving the biggest for last, we have Kingpin here. He does have he didn't really got much going on. He has a little blue turtleneck look going on here with a gray suit and the white handkerchief. His head does rotate, and his arms do rotate. For some reason this one's super loose, but and his arm and his hand does rotate. But yeah, that's about does it for the Kingpin. So we're gonna look at everything we had here today, and let's get into that. Alright, taking a look at everything we got here today, I'd say I'm pretty satisfied with everything. I feel like everything's pretty good. The only, you know, I only had a few little gripes here and there, but other than that, pretty good. On a scale of, you know, Lego to 1, I'd give it about a 7.5. Like, pretty good, but, you know, I had my gripes there, kind of about, you know, the Peter face and the cowl and the trench coat. But overall, pretty good. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the video here. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's free. Leave a comment if you want to, or if you feel like it. You can even share the video if you want to, if you think somebody else might like to see it. But that's going to do for us here today. And I'll see you in the next one, and keep on rolling.